Well, good morning. As we lead into the US Open, I'm joined by one of the stars of that tournament, Zishon Qureshi, a champion, a man who has lifted the title already, a young man who has distinguished himself amongst international players who would have been at the US Open. In addition to that, he did play at the GT20 in Canada and also at the CPL. He was on the roster with the Guyana Amazon Warriors. Good morning, Zishon, and welcome to MAC TV.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
And of course, the US Open T20, I know that's coming up and you have big goals, I'm sure. But before we get to that, I've noticed on the domestic scene in America recently, well, in fact, not recently, for quite a number of months, you have held your form and you have been turning in very, very consistent performances with the bat. You know, of course, Zishon, for the benefit of all our viewers, Zishon is an all-rounder and he's an off-spinning all-rounder. These days, he's doing more with the bat than the ball. I'll get to that with him just now. But tell me, what has transformed your game so much?
I I think it's the pandemic that's actually helped a lot. It gave me a lot of time to work on the mental aspect of the game. Just my approach to the game and my approach to building innings. And I think that's really been key in me, turning my starts into bigger scores.
And of course, if I may go back, your recent performances, it was awesome. I think you were playing in Kentucky, was it that you were playing in Kentucky, where you turned in the Play of the Tournament award?
Tampa.
Tampa, sorry, with Mahalad Prabhudishi, I think his team, and you were able to, I think you played, actually, was about 4 games and you went unbeaten. You were never dismissed in that tournament. Am I right?
Yeah, I didn't get dismissed throughout the whole tournament.
How was that experience? It was a Super Six tournament, I was told. How was that experience?
It was a fun tournament. I love Super Six because it's a shorter format and it gives you freedom to just, go all guns blazing. So it was nice to be able to, use all my shots and be able to get a little creative with my batting. And, it was nice to not get out as well.
Well, definitely. And leading into that tournament, you would have been extremely confident given the fact that you would have been performing well prior to that.
Yeah, I think going into that tournament, I went off of three half centuries, so it was nice having some runs going into the tournament. It was I was happy that they reached out to me to bring me to play that tournament. As I told them while I was there, I'd always be willing to go back and play in Tampa. They had some nice grounds, some good level of cricket, so it was a very fun time there.
And tell us, between now and the US Open, what's your plan in terms of preparation to get to that tournament, which is the biggest tournament in North America?
Yeah, well, the club season just started here. We had our first game last week, and so I'm just going to be playing the club season here. And obviously, we have the national MAC T10. So, using that tournament and the club season, I'm just going to focus on, the mental aspect of the game and building my innings, so that I can continue using those thoughts and build some big scores in the US Open.
And of course, you're looking towards playing at the US Open. Have you set yourself any goals, any immediate goals?
No goals for US Open. When it comes to US Open, I play a different role. Obviously, I work behind the scenes with the team as well. So my goals for US Open tend to be more team oriented. Um, but I'm sure as the tournament approaches, I'll have some personal goals for myself as well.
And of course, I'm sure you're looking forward to rubbing shoulders with your international compatriots. You would have played there already at the US Open. Tell us a bit about the standard of cricket at the US Open.
Yeah, US Open, it's one of the biggest leagues in the world. You get competition similar to the IPL, similar to the CPL. You get to see guys like we've had Wayne Parnell, Nicholas Puran has played, some of the top guys you see, Ali Khan, all these guys, they come every year to play in the US Open. And it's one thing I'll say from my experience in GT20 and sitting around in CPL, it's a lot better in the aspect that in rubbing shoulders because everyone's a lot closer. It's not as strict with security and everything, the players get to mingle a bit more. So for youth players or younger players like myself, we get a lot more time with the bigger players and get to pick their brains a bit more to learn some stuff. So that's a nice thing about the US Open.
Well, I want to thank you this morning for spending your time with us. I know that we took you away from breakfast. One hopes that Mark Parrish serves up a sumptuous breakfast for you this morning. So we're going to let you run away, but with the promise that we will get back to you on Mark TV before the US Open.
Definitely. It was a pleasure.